Today we need the quilt. Today we are reviewing the Revelation quilt from Enlightened equipment. First to say, we are not sponsored by Enlightened equipment. We genuinely used this on our Appalachian Trail in 2017. We were looking for a sleeping system that was lightweight and that was going to keep us warm for 2,189 miles. So we, after a lot of research, chose the quilt from Enlightened equipment because it is light, and we're going to show you the differences and tell you a little bit about it. Before we did the Appalachian Trail, a sleeping bag was the only option. That was the only thing we knew about until we did our research and we found out about quilts. We didn't know what that meant, but we trusted our fellow hikers and in their recommendations to go for a quilt for lightweight, as you're carrying everything on your back when you're trekking 2,000 miles.
There's a sheep creeping up on you.
So what is a quilt versus a sleeping bag? It's essentially like your duvet at home, except you wear it around you a bit like a sleeping bag. It doesn't have a zip like a sleeping bag, but it does have clips and a little foot box at the bottom. So now we're going to demonstrate, and I have the help of my handy assistant, Tom. It's just like a normal quilt, or a duvet that you would have at home. So on hotter days, you can wear it over you just like a blanket.
I'm taking my shoes off. I'm not getting to bed with my shoes on.
You can have it just like a duvet and have it a bit airy and a leg out if you want. Thanks, Tom. Or on colder days, you can zip up the bottom and have it like a sleeping bag. There are poppers and a little zip for your feet. And there's a drawstring at the bottom as well to keep your feet cozy. So in order to feel comfy and not slip off of your mat, Enlightened equipment have come up with a really great system using some elastic straps that you put around your mat. It's important to note that when you're using a quilt, you have to have a good mat with a high R value, so that you're using all of the goodness and the warmth, and you're keeping all the warmth in from your quilt. So one of the main differences between a quilt and a sleeping bag is that you haven't got the zip that does up all the way. Some people are worried that you're going to get cold, basically, because there's a gap. The way the system works is that you are lying on that gap, and if you've got an effective mat, you're not going to lose that heat. So as you can see, Tom is now cozy.
It's so cozy.
There are no gaps. He's attached to the elastic straps.
Yeah.
So you're never going to slip off. When it gets really cold, you can do up the drawstring right at the top, over your head or around your neck for ultimate warmth.
Oh, it's so warm.
There you go. On the colder days and on the wet days, when you're sleeping in your tent, some people worry that the condensation is going to get through and is going to make your sleeping bag or your quilt wet. But we have chosen, with a custom-made quilt, we've chosen slightly thicker material on the top and the bottom, which stops your toes and your kind of neck area from getting cold or wet.
It's called your head.
Your head. Don't get your head wet.
Your neck area. I can't see what's going on, don't hurt me.
Now that we're back inside, I wanted to cover a few final points. Some of the dislikes. One dislike is that we think that they are given a fairly generous temperature rating. Now, these are meant to take us down to -1 degrees, and luckily enough, we had the opportunity to experience -1 degrees on the Appalachian Trail. We thought it was a rather generous rating. We had a few uncomfortable nights wearing kind of everything that we had in our bags, including our pants and socks and gloves. I'm a bit of a chilly mortal, but Tom's a really good judge and he was fairly uncomfortable on a few of the colder nights. So consider that when you're thinking of a quilt. Another thing to consider is the gap. Because you haven't got a zip, I think on the colder nights and possibly seeing through a winter, you would be a bit chilly. You get a breeze, and that's not what you're looking for when you're camping. So I think if we were going to do hiking in the winter, we would look at other options, and we know that Enlightened equipment have other options to look at. Lastly, price is definitely a consideration. Lightweight gear was a lot more expensive than we expected, but if you want lightweight gear, you've got to pay. However, they're in excellent condition even after 5 months of hiking, and there's no damage whatsoever. Now I'm going to show you how small I can pack it down to and how much it weighs, and the rest of the details about our custom quilts will be below in the description and on the blog. So for the size, I've now packed it down into its little bag, and as you can see it's nice and small, but let's measure it. 29 centimetres long, 16 centimetres wide, and 15 centimetres high. Now let's weigh it. We know that the bag is 32 grams and the total is 544 grams. So nice and light for your long distance hiking. Overall, we really loved our Revelation quilts. They were warm, cozy and super lightweight, which is exactly what we needed for our long distance hike. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe because that really helps us out. Thank you. Until next time, get outside, do some hiking, and we'll see you soon.